Hi, I'm Riley Harvey for V Cycling News, and this is a first look at the RGT One App. A little bit of history. I'm saying it's the first look. For some of us, we've actually already seen RGT as a standalone app without the mobile phone. I think back in around about 2019, from inception to that period, the RGT app was just based upon the computer and didn't have the second app that it has now that most people have come to be used to. It was originally on the computer, just the one app. You controlled it all off your keyboard and your mouse. At some point around about 2019, I think it was, they had the idea to bring in the two app system. It was a little bit disliked whenever it first came about, but I think a lot of the users who stuck with it and actually got used to it found it much easier in the end. The two app system meant that, most of us have got mobile phones with us all the time. You could control everything from your mobile phone, and it was pretty easy really once you got used to it and you got the little niggles sorted out. The long game that RGT were going for was that eventually people would be using cloud computing. Cloud computing's come a long way since 2019, but it's not quite there yet. The hope was that you'd have a mobile device, a computer in the cloud, and then you can have something very simple to operate as a screen device but give you really good, clean, crisp results. All the processing would be done in the cloud, and it'd come down to something like an Amazon Fire Stick or a TV with built-in smart controls, and that would be able to render the graphics, because the graphics on these programs are quite intensive. But mobile computing, cloud computing hasn't moved as fast as everyone had hoped it might do, and this futuristic approach has faltered slightly. So RGT have decided that they'll go back to having the option of a one app, and that's what they've done with this now. Really good, clean looking product. I've had a little bit of a sneak look through it already, just so I knew where to direct through this chat. We'll go straight into it now, have a look through it, some more features a little bit more deeply, and if you've got any comments, if you want to find anything else out, come back to me in the chat, and we can look at some other features, we can give some more feedback on it. So the first thing that you'll notice when you're using the app is that we've gone from that really quite annoying static sound that RGT used to open up with, much more vibrant, much more enjoyable, and much less scary noise. There are a few times when I've had that static come up and I think, we've got an issue with this, we've got a problem, where in reality it's not been an issue, it's just been that really harsh sound. So it's much nicer sound to begin with, and we've got an opening screen that's much nicer. We're going through now. First things that you'll notice, if you're logging in for the first time, you do have to log in, add in your username, password. Once you've done that, and the second time around that you're logging in, you'll be greeted by this screen, and you can see here that you've got the option to add a rider. So if you've got more than one rider in your family, this is a really good option. You can jump straight into that rider's profile without messing about too much. Go into my profile there, and you can see now into an opening screen which will have, we've got community series dates there for the upcoming echelon racing, we've got the train peaks window, and we've got a link to tech support there straight away from the main window. We've got menu, just ride events, workouts, pretty self-explanatory. Jumping into the menu section, we've got account. So straight from there you can go into this, you can link in the external services. We can have Strava or Training Peaks as an external service there, so we can automatically bump the ride straight to those programs, much the same way as we can already with the two app version. Got a nice setup of the ride history and ride data, and again from this we can bump the data straight up to our chosen programs or email. Going back out of here, we've got the equipment section. So again, nothing too dramatic here, quite easy to jump in, choose your training kits, choose the nicest one. It does have a search function in here, which is quite useful. There are a lot of kits on RGT now. There's 10 pages of this. You can sort by what's new, but also in here, which is something that's interesting, something that was talked about some time ago, there's an unlock section. Now, it was spoken about at some point in the past in the Ask Us Anything sections. They were talking about not necessarily putting things behind a paywall, but there was the option to put them behind say an activity wall. So for instance, the Hot Chili kit there, if you wanted to use the Hot Chili kit, you'd actually have to take part and complete one of the Hot Chili rides. It wouldn't just be there available for you. You'd need to go and do one of the Hot Chili rides, which would give you a code, for example, and get you to that kit. Magic Roads, again, fairly similar to what we've all been used to with the other apps. You can search for a Magic Road in your profile, in your library, and you can share those Magic Roads, and you can also add Magic Roads into your library from this section. Sensors. So what we're seeing here that's different is that the Bluetooth low energy there, that one connects directly from the computer to your device. I say computer, you're using a computer or you're using an iPad or a Mac, basically any screen device that has a built-in Bluetooth or Bluetooth dongle will allow connection from that device. ANT+, which many people are used to, and you can also have the mobile companion app, because there will be a mobile optional companion app for this. You can connect using the Bluetooth on your phone. Something that was not obvious or not necessarily a problem previously is that it wasn't as easy to tell when buttons were on. They were highlighted, but it wasn't sure whether it should be white highlighted for the button to be on or whether it should be purple highlighted. And these are quite clear and obvious now. When they're green, they're on. When you slide them to the white, they're off. You see it very quickly picked up my trainer there. Erg mode, again, another feature that's been requested, and it's here. I've got it set in erg mode there, turned it on. Now I can go and ride any of the courses and ride to a set power that I decide for that whole course. Great for training. And we have that change user feature. Access from within there, not just at the beginning, and then feedback. Also hidden here is the exit app button. Done that one. Jump into Just Ride. So on Just Ride here, you can see you've got all your courses available. You can search for courses. As there's becoming more and more courses on RGT, that might become a more valuable feature. You can sort by name, and you can sort by ascending, descending. Which is done by the length of the course. Nice little feature that's been added in here is these cups that you can see on the top left hand corner. Previously, if you were a premium user, you weren't aware which of the courses were premium and which of the courses were available to the free users. So if you were trying to hook up with one of your friends and just go for a quick ride, you might suggest going on Pienza, and when it comes around to the time, your friend might realise that they can't get onto that course, and then you'd have to mess about, go into a different course. But you can see quite easily here, Pienza is in the premium. Tempelhof is currently one of the free courses. The free courses in RGT do rotate. I think it's the only platform that allows this level of freedom in the rides, in the courses. If you've got all the free races, all the free group rides, and then you've also got usually minimum of 2 up to I think about 4 courses that are in the free section. And normally as well, they're selected to give you a nice mix of flat courses and climbing. So here we can see currently Tempelhof's free. That's an incredibly flat course. Leuven, kind of a rolling spiky course, and then you've got Iron Horse, which has a fairly steady climb, and they try and keep that variety for all the users. If we jump into Pienza and talk through some of the features that are in game. So here you can see we've got brief description, we've got the profile for the course. The feature that's probably been one of the most requested features here is you can now shift your start position. So this was something that you could choose previously in the older versions of the app. You could choose to start on a course from usually about 4 sections. Now you can choose a much more varied area, and you can start from all over the place. Pienza, we can see there, starts off at 318 meters above sea level, maxes out at 478, and we've got a total of 235 meters. We'll just jump on here for a brief quick ride. I'm going to go and start from past that lump, so I'm not going to breathe too heavily. We have a few minutes now for riding the course, a few seconds. Straight into course. Most people will be used to this grouping of the rider controls on the left hand side, the rider names on the left hand side. You can see there's 10 riders online, different names of riders going through the course. On the right hand side, fantastic addition is this map, this top down view of the course, so you can see where you are, what corners are coming up. On a crit circuit, this can be an amazing tool, allowing riders to see where the corners are coming up and when to punch and when they can relax. The rest of the details there, I'm not going to go into those too deeply because they're already present in the main app. Here you can see we've got third person view, first person, drone cam, a moto cam, a race cam, easily selectable. There's the turnaround button. On the real roads you can spin round and you can ride the course in reverse as well. Wave, walk behind feature, which is very useful when you're racing. And chat. Also in this section, got the menu where we can go to help, and we can send a feedback request to the team. Options, select whether you're going to ride in meters or miles. Graphics, you can see we've got the high setting on here currently, and we've got the sound on, and the name tags for the riders. You can also in this section turn on and off different elements from within the user interface. You can change kit. Not actually sure if you can change it mid-ride. Have a look and see if that works. Ah, we can. You can change kit mid-ride. That's interesting. Doesn't affect your avatar at all. Sensors. Change those, turn erg mode on or off. Shows the wrong moment to turn erg off then. And you can end ride. Now just before we leave the ride, we can see on here we've got this full profile layout across the bottom of the screen. On here we've got the start finish gate. We also have highlighted at the bottom here in the orange the segments, the timed segments of the courses. So you can see those, target them, get your power down at the right point. I'll exit out of this ride. So again we've got, would you like to finish a ride? Yes we would. We can upload the ride to linked accounts. So if you've pre-selected Strava and Training Peaks, that'll automatically push them straight to there. At the end of the ride we've got an overview. See now, we would normally have heart rate there, I've not worn my heart rate monitor for this ride. And then we're back into just rides, heading into the events tab. See the events all displayed, and we can see clearly that the ride's in progress and whether they're a group ride or whether they're a race. You can sort by upcoming events, registered, completed. You can search for events, and you can sort by all event types, or you can choose whether you search for a particular race type, and you can order them by date order, length, elevation, number of riders, and you can also choose whether that's ascending, so whether it's going towards a higher number of riders or whether you're looking for events with the lowest number of riders. When you go into an event, and if you sign up, you can then choose an interesting feature, which is the auto join feature, which is if you're on RGT, whereas previously you had to manually select whether you moved into the race, it will automatically take you over to the race whenever the start pen is available. I've yet to test that feature out and to see how many minutes before the start time it actually takes you over, but that is a very interesting feature. I'm going to leave this race because we don't actually intend to ride it. Very clear, very easy to see. As I said in one of the other sections, it's be very easy to use with any kind of touch screen computer. Workouts, no great change in the workouts. Again, it's quite easy to see which ones are in the premium package and which ones are in the standard package, like the endurance one there. Well, I say the standard, in the free package. The FTP test one. Again, 35-minute test for your FTP, which is included in the free. And that is pretty much everything. You can exit app there. So, as a quick run through the features of the new One App. I think it's looking like it's going to be a really easy app to use. It's very simple, very straightforward. Doesn't really need any bells and whistles. We're looking at going for the ride, but it looks like it's very functional. It looks like it's very clear, and it's going to be easy to use. I can imagine it being quite easy to use with a tablet, actually, the way those buttons are laid out and the way everything's working on there. Although tablets and sweat, not necessarily a great mix. We'd really love to hear your feedback, what you think about the One App. Whether you wanted it to change, whether you're not bothered, whether this will bring you over to RGT now from your current training platform, or whether you're just wondering what's the point. Now, we'd really love to engage with you in the comments, and we'd have your feedbacks much appreciated. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again.